basically, it's sort of similar to a paper airplane, only we use a rubber band to propel the plane by flapping its wings.
Like a bird.
Yeah, like a bird. This is a video we developed for the project.
Ornithopter.
Go.
Ornithopter.
So on to the PowerPoint presentation of this. Basically, we're familiar. Oh yeah.
They're like power.
So basically, you can pass this around. You can have a look at this. This is an ornithopter, and as you can see, we had an interesting design campaign here. We call it the Bless Chaska, and as you can see, it's an interesting mixture of seamless design and sex appeal. So that's that. And you can have a look at it. And basically, just to refer to exactly what this is made of, as you can see, it's really inexpensive. The materials we use are available at all your local Home Depots, wherever you might need to go to grab these things.
This is pretty self-explanatory.
And how it works is pretty easy. I mean, if you want to assemble it yourself, you can just break it apart into pieces, and just put it in a little box. And you can just assemble it anytime you want. And here's a rubber band in the end, as you can see right here. And you just attach it to the end of there's like two hooks right here, one each side. You just attach the rubber band on the end here. And here's a thingy which you can control. You just twist it as tight as you can, and just let it go. That's basically how it works. And after you let it go, it would just, because it's rubber band, it would just come back to the way it is, so just flapping its wings, like how a bird flies. And we'll fly in the air.
Could you demonstrate it?
Demonstrate. Alright.
No, wait, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later.
I'll talk about it later. We should go through the top one first.
So there's pros and cons for this toy, and the cons is it's pretty entertaining, especially when you see you can make up something that actually flies in the air. It's pretty cool.
Oh, it doesn't really matter. You just been on one side.
All the wood pieces and the wires are very easy to buy and very, very cheap. And we don't really create a toy for little kids, or rather it's more for a teenager who is very interested in engineering. So I wouldn't consider selling this at like Walmart. I would more sell it at like a engineer store, like stores that specifically is designed for kids who are very interested in creating stuff for themselves. And we spent a lot of time on building this Ornithopter. We have lots of difficulties, so I thought it would be really good that by building a toy, it can teach the kids how to be more patient and how to learn from making mistakes. And the cons is that it's extremely fragile. It's really easy to break. You asked us if it can fly. It does fly a couple of times, but the material that we got from the school is very, very weak. So like you can basically break it by fingers or a pencil. And so if we can have another chance to review this, we would suggest to have a stronger material, but it has to be light, and we will also place the wing with the foil paper instead of tissue paper.
And I think the advantage this project over others are it's the cheapest so far. It only costs about $5 if you sell it in a store. And it's really easy to assemble. And if a kid he has been interested in this from the starting off the entire thing. So I think this is the most interesting one for the child. From a child perspective, I think it's the most interesting one so far. And it really costs a little bit. So
it wouldn't necessarily come as one that is already being made. It could come
and
in pieces and then give the child a challenge.
And we can show you another video.
Yeah. So basically, this is how it would look if in an ideal situation,
All right,
had we-
time's up.
okay, yeah.
Time's up.
Let's watch the video.
Let's watch the
video.
See how it works.
All right, I think that gives a good impression of it.
Yeah, ours, if you want to see, it does do some motions. The biggest problem we have is that the material is so limited that we can't figure out a best way to make sure that the weight in the head and in the tail is even.
Any questions?
So when you buy the product, I think the box probably like you're gonna have all the parts and like.
Yeah, it will be cut into pieces exactly, and it will come up with instructions at the.
And that's why we think our project is a little different and a little neat, because what we hope to do is that it'd be a self-assembly thing for your kids to do. So it'd be in a kit, and there'd be customizable parts. So we mentioned using different materials. You saw in the video they used aluminum foil, and so we'd have that because their specification too. So what the kids could then do then is alter it and make little changes to see if they can increase the flight, if little changes that they can make would help the ornithopter. So it's also a fun thing, but it's also educational too.
Yeah.
Like for how long can it fly in the air?
The most record we got of ours, it can flap for about 45 times. But ideally, if we can use more stronger materials, I mean, it probably can stay about 45 seconds or 60 seconds in the air, because it can probably go up to like 60.
I mean, like, if all you get is paper and wires, and when you put them together, they can fly, you got really excited. I know the first time it actually flips the wings, we were really, really excited. It's more about making something by yourself instead of just playing it, I think.
But if it's so fragile, how is it, how is a little kid gonna enjoy it?
Well, it's
Well,
not.
can I answer this one?
Yeah.
As Leah was saying, the intention was that maybe a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old or even a 7-year-old might not appreciate it. Like they'd probably destroy it pretty easily. But we'd assess the proper age group for that, like find the right demographic. I guess one of the things about our group was we were naive enough to assume that the balls would stay together. Had we had the opportunity to restart this project, we would have chosen a better material for it so that it wouldn't break so much. Maybe, and we would have done like maybe order or maybe ask for pieces of wire, or not wire, but a different material that would fulfill the same needs but would just be sturdier.
Yeah, I think by changing the material, it will suit more a larger range of age
groups. Any more questions?
Did you completely develop this, or did
No. It was an idea from someone else, and so obviously we can't say that it's our own invention, but we made this by ourselves.
Yeah, but we start with like big pieces of wood that we actually have to cut into the size of these, and we have to cut the wires by ourselves and straighten them. It's a lot of work.
And we're in the process of copying that design, so that is our design.
Yeah.
See the wire, the metal wire sticking out. Wouldn't that be kind of dangerous to move kids?
Well,
You can change it to plastic if you wish.
Yeah, we could put a plastic covering on it and it wouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah, as Adam said, like it really depends on the material. Like if